Okay, teachers, for field day this year, we will have flags out that will have the station number on them. This is Miss Jackson's station, which is actually station 3, but we're just showing you what the flags look like. You will look for the flags around the field.
Okay, you will start in the cafeteria. This is going to be station 1. So on this half of the cafeteria, there's going to be a big blow-up obstacle course, and then on the other half of the cafeteria, there will be 2 separate bounce houses. So students will rotate through, so you can only have so many kids in the bounce house at a time, so you'll have to monitor that, and then it's 2 kids through the obstacle course, but they should go through pretty quickly with that. When you're done in here, so kids will have their shoes off, you're gonna cut through the extended day doors to enter into the gym. The gym will be a dance party, that's station 2. You can use that time for kids to put their shoes back on. So when you're leaving the cafeteria, just have the kids grab their shoes, and then they can walk in their socks through extended day into the gym. Okay, for any student who is unable to participate in the bounce house, there will be an alternate activity in the cafeteria for you guys to monitor for them to do while everybody else is bouncing or going through the obstacle course. Also, we will tape off a section of the floor for students to put their shoes. So there will kind of be like one class's shoes go here, one class's shoes go here. That way they're not all over the place and you're more easily able to help your students find their shoes. Okay, so just a reminder, the gym is station 2. This is where the dance party is going to be. Mr. Myonis will be in here putting this on. There will be dance videos and music playing on the smart board, so the kids can just kind of spread out wherever they need to and dance. They can also sit along the walls and put their shoes on, so you have a good amount of time to everybody get their shoes back on, retie them, those kinds of things. So they'll be in here hanging out. Then, much easier transition than in the past, the kids will go straight out this door to the side. And this is where station 3 will be with Miss Jackson and the water balloons. Okay, this is the balloon pop leader race. So the first thing the kids are gonna do is the first kid, oh yes, station 3. The first thing is the first kid in line. There's gonna be chairs right here. There's baby pools down there. They're gonna have water and water balloons in them. So the first kid in line is gonna run down to the baby pool, grab one water balloon. They're gonna put it in the chair, and then they have to pop it by sitting on it. They can't use their hands. So they'll sit on their pop in their invisible water. Okay, the next game is the leader race. So the kid in the student in the chair will grab the bucket and put it on their head. Okay, so the student in the chair is holding the bucket on their head. The next student in line has a cup. They will run down and fill up their cup.
Go, hurry, hurry. Go.
And then they pour the water into the bottle. Then they trade.
Run!
The next kid in line will take the cup. They'll go fill it up.
It's spilling all the water!
And pour it. And it's a relay. They just rotate.
Yes, and Miss Jackson will be here to facilitate. Here we go.
All right, this is station 4. Miss Gomez will be in charge of this station, so she'll be here helping you guys out. The first race is the kangaroo race. So the first student in line will sit on the bouncy ball, and you'll see there's cones down there. So it's kind of a relay. The student will go all the way down, bounce around the cones, and come back, and then the next student in line will go. These kids are going to demonstrate for us. Go!
All right, go faster. Go. Juliet, wait. Go faster. Just go.
We do have smaller ones for the little ones. Okay. Juliet's still making it home.
I win!
Don't do it like Juliet, okay?
Okay, the second game with Miss Gomez is our tic-tac-toe relay. So each team only has 3 beanbags because you only need 3 in a row to get tic-tac-toe. The first person starts with the beanbag in their hand. Miss Gomez will tell them when to go. After their turn, they're gonna high-five the next person in line to signal that it is their turn. So Kennedy and Osmond, start us, go. They will place the beanbag in an empty hula hoop. You're ultimately trying to get 3 in a row and also block the other team. So they problem solved. They threw their beanbag in the same hula hoop. Olivia ended up having to move hers.
Block it!
Okay, so they're high-fiving their teammate in. No nobody got tic-tac-toe after all 3 beanbags were placed. So now they're going to come down and rearrange the beanbags by moving one of their team's beanbags at a time until one team finally gets 3 in a row. Strategizing. They're trying to figure out the best way to get 3 beanbags in a row. Okay, the red team finally got 3 in a row. So now that somebody has tic-tac-toe, the next players are going to run down and they're going to clean up. They're going to pick up all 3 of their team's beanbags. But then they're going to leave one to start a new game. Leave one, leave one, leave one, Chase, leave one. Okay, now they run the other 2 back.
Make sure it goes in the hoop.
A new tic-tac-toe game has started. Ah! Don't do what he just did.
Don't do that.
Don't move the tic-tac-toe board.
Okay, that was
Fantastic. And then it'll start over. So you need to pay attention because you're either going to need to clean up the beanbags or rearrange the beanbags until your team can get 3 in a row.
Yeah, wait.
Okay. Okay, this is station 5. Mr. S will be the teacher at this station. The first one is the zigzag relay. So students first will grab a bat, they'll put their hand on the top of the bat, put their forehead on their hand, and they have to spin around 5 times to get nice and dizzy. Go. 1, 2. No, it's the faster. 4, 5. Drop the bat. They have to go through the hula hoops and then around. Here we go.
And they pass it to the next person.
I'm so dizzy.
Go, Julia, go. No, we're done.
Okay.
Okay, the next part will be tug of war. Okay, we don't actually have the rope right now, but there will be 2 classes at this station. One class will get on one side of the rope, the other class will get on the other side with the cones in the middle, and Mr. S will be the ref. The students will obviously pull the rope till the flag on the rope passes one of the cones.
Okay.
Worse than when you fell off the... Okay, this is station 6. Miss Bergerson is going to be the teacher at this station. The first game is going to be the bucket brigade. So this large blue bucket will be filled with water. Inside of it is a smaller bucket. The small bucket will have holes in it. So the first student in line is responsible for taking the bucket out of the water. It should be full. Pick up the bucket. And the students are going to pass it over their head.
Take it. Go faster.
And the last student in line will pour it into the bucket at the end. So the goal is to get as much. Hunter, run around to the front. Everybody take a step back.
Gimme.
No, he starts at the front. You scoot back. The goal is to fill the bucket at the end as quickly as possible. So while the water is pouring out, they're trying to get as much water into the bucket as they can.
Yay!
Okay.
Okay, the second game at Station 6 with Miss Bergerson is the Superman relay race. The first student in line will have a towel. They will run down to the kiddie pools that are full of water. They will soak their towel full of water. They will wrap it around their neck like a Superman cape and then run back. The goal is just to be faster than the other team. Go!
And Miss Bergerson will be here to facilitate. They're just gonna, when they come back, they're just wrapping the towel around like Superman cape.
Until every kid in the class is gone.
Okay.
Okay, Station 7 is Miss Thibodeau. The first game here is the over-under relay. So the first student in line will grab a sponge. This bucket will be full of water. They'll grab the sponge. The students will alternate passing it over and under. Again, the goal is to keep as much water in the sponge so that they can then fill up the bucket at the end of their line. Ready, go.
Last one will squeeze it into the bucket and then come to the front.
Everybody take a step back.
I'm running.
Okay, fill it up.
No, we actually might have to redo it. I'm
Okay, now Hunter, come on.
Okay, they do that until their bucket is filled to the line. Shh. Now, the next game that...
No. See. Okay, once the students are on their separate lines, she'll have one whole line start with their balloons. So right now the girls are pretending to have their water balloons. They will underhand toss their balloon to their partner on the other side. Then everybody will take one step back. Then they will throw their balloon back to their partner. One step back. Throw the balloon back to your partner until we get further and further apart. And then it's until the last. Okay, this is station 8. Miss Ellison will be the teacher facilitating this station. The first game is called Straddle Ball. So you can see that the students start with a squishy ball on top of the cone, and they have two sticks in their hands. They have to work together to pick up the ball and carry it and set it on top of the cone on the other side. Ready? Go.
No, they leave it there, then they take their sticks back to the next person. Next two people in line.
The next group will run down, grab the ball off of those cones, and then carry it back. Okay, stop.
Okay, ready.
Okay, the second game with Miss Ellison is the steady stat game. We played this in PE. So the first person in line is going to grab the blue cone, and they're going to put one disc on the cone. They will take a turn walking down around the cones and come back. Then they will hand it to the next person in line. The next person in line will add a disc. Basically, you're adding discs until all of the discs have been added to the stack. Once all the discs are added, then you will begin taking them off one by one. Basically, you're gonna stack and unstack, carrying the cone around, trying to balance it until every person in line has gotten a turn. Okay, Kennedy and Osmond, go. So notice they walked around with one disc. The second person added a second disc. They already had it in their hand ready to go so that when the first person got back, they could keep going.
Coach Caruth, what do they do if they drop it?
If you drop it, you have to start back at one. So now Olivia would start back with only one disc on their cone. Go, Olivia. And Kennedy cleaned up her mess. So the boys have almost a full stack. Kennedy and Olivia are back at 3.
Accidentally dropped it.
Okay, so now once Chase gets back, Osmond's going to take off the red disc before he walks around the cone, and they will slowly begin unstacking until there are no discs left. We're going to pretend like y'all have done this 1,800 million times. Oh, yay, look at that. Chase only has one disc left. Look at that. Go, Chase. Oh, no. Go, Chase. It's fine.
You got it, Olivia.
Chase is making his way home.
Okay, so they have now stacked and unstacked, and everybody has gotten a turn. They're going to put the blue cone back in the top, and their line will sit down, and we know that they are done. Yay! Okay, you just left station 8 on the hard top. You're going to exit through the gates by the playground. You're going to come up this sidewalk. This is where students will sit and either refill water bottles, and this is where you're going to have your ices. So this is the last rotation at station 9. Students will sit right here. We will have a table where the parent volunteers are setting up. The ices will be housed in the building so that they're not melting while they're waiting for you. But the parent volunteers will bring them outside. This is where students will sit and chill out and eat their icy. When you're done, you will enter in through these doors, walk through the 4th grade pod, past the art room and the gym to go to the cafeteria at station 1.
Okay, teachers for field day. The first aid station will be located in the art room, Miss Jackson's room. So if you have any injuries or you need ice or anything like that for a student that may get hurt, then you will come to Miss Jackson's room.